All right, Tarot fam, we are going to wrap this up and see what we can expect from this crazy union of Donald Trump and RFK Jr. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Tarot fam. I hope you enjoyed this series on politics. I know politics aren't everybody's cup of tea, but they are mine. So let's wrap this sucker up and see what we can expect from the new alliance with RFK Jr. and Donald Trump. Again, I think this is super interesting. Thanks so much for being here. As always, you can get your own magical private reading from me. Link in the description and also in my bio. My digital academy is up and running if you would like to learn how to read cards and do what I do. It's so much fun. I've been studying for 35 years. It really is an amazing skill to have. You can impress your friends, have fun at parties. No, I provide good counsel for my clients. I help them make decisions. I help them work through personal dynamics, those kinds of things. So it really is not just like telling the future and like telling goofy stories about politicians and celebrities and whatnot. My private clients, I'm actually helping them make really, really good choices and find the yellow brick road in their life. So super fun stuff. And I hope I'm doing that with this too, but I have a massive sloppy shuffle. So this is also home of the sloppy shuffles. We'll be right back. So you never know what's going to happen here, but you're always guaranteed a sloppy shuffle. So let's see what these guys are up to. So I'm going to let you witness me shuffle the cards because I once was accused by someone of like putting the cards in order. Like I have time for that. I don't have time for that. I'm too busy trying to get my sourdough starter right at this time of year. So, all right, what can we expect from this union? We're going to pull up the card view again. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tolerating my raspy voice. And this is what we can expect. We can expect some dreamers there. Oh boy. So this is almost the union of the underdogs. What do I mean by that? So when Trump came down the escalator, and what was 2015, it was a long time ago, when he came down the escalator, 2016, I guess it was, nobody saw that coming. And everybody kind of thought it was, publicity stunt. Everybody thought it was a joke, blah, blah, blah. This is and RFK now has been ousted by the Democrat Party. He's left the Democrat Party because they weren't going to let him run. They weren't giving him a fair shake. So they are both kind of underdogs. They were both kind of on the outside of this whole process. And RFK Jr., maybe there was a certain level of arrogance there because, he is a legacy, a legacy bearer with the Kennedy name, but he was pushed to the side. And, the time was nigh for him. Trump, too. Trump was not given any serious thought. I do remember most celebrities saying he's not going to be president. He's not going to be president. And I will tell you, this is a fun story. So Greg was at work on that election night, and I fell asleep. I go to bed typically really, really early. I'm an early riser. Greg's a all-nighter, and I wake up at like 5 a.m. So when he walked in, I said, "Who won?" He goes, "You're not going to believe it." I go, "Oh, Hillary Clinton won." And he goes, "No." And I go, "Oh, we're living in a Simpsons episode?" And he goes, "I think we are." That was my complete reaction. So I was like, "All right, I'll give this a shake. Like we'll see what happens." So I think that the sentiment from the power that be, from the body politic, not taking them very seriously. Now, was RFK Jr. molded and expected to take on that mantle. Yes, I do think so. But I think as he developed, and as we saw in his earlier reading, he does have his own mind and his own set of ideas. He's not running the gamut for another voice. He's not a figurehead. And I think it's been a long time since we have not had a figurehead president. Forgive me for saying that. I do think that there was a shift sometime in the 90s, perhaps, that we got away from having a true politician in office to having a rock star in the office, someone that they could PR and promote and model and put in front of the camera. No offense to anyone who has their favorite politicians out there, but in that time frame. So I think that this union of the underdogs is going to yield not only some amazing out of the box thinking, with Kennedy at the same table as Trump, with his practiced politics, having been involved. And I said this in one of the earlier videos. The Kennedy family is precociously political at a young age. They are aware of their position, and they're made aware of that position of power and what they can do with that. I think having the out of the box thinking of Donald Trump as a businessman, and I've said this time and time again, the country is going bankrupt. I think no one else should be at the helm other than someone who has weathered several bankruptcies. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, he went bankrupt a bunch of times, but I think, having someone, if Warren Buffett stood up and said, hey, I want to run for president, I would take a good hard look at him too. This is someone who can manage his money very well. We want people. MC Hammer, no, wouldn't want MC Hammer. He was broke. He had all those pants. He was broke. He had nothing in the pockets. So, I do think that this out of the box thinking is disruptive to the powers that be and will rout out some of the rats in the system. Under the surface, both of them are disgusted, and I'm using the word disgusted, with the operations, the way they run. Trump steps to the table looking at the United States more as a corporation or a business, where my conspiracy theory people looks at it more as a dollars and cents, input, output, import, export kind of idea. Where, and that is not working at the moment. Whereas Robert Kennedy Jr. is looking at it more as government for the people, and he doesn't believe that it's for the people right now. So this underdog kind of stepping to the table, they're both disgusted with the way that things are. So they are going to have a revolutionary approach to the way that they are going to make this government move better, make it work better. It's the physical therapy of the United States. Make America healthy again. Up here, they both are going to profess that love of country and God and your fellow man or woman or whatnot. They're going to have that. Here, Tower in reverse for our outcome. This union is going to shake some things up by action. Now, when I read the Tower card, I always say this is cataclysmic change that we do ourselves. These two are going to, it's gunpowder and fire. They are and a spark. They are going to make some things happen. How do they see themselves as a team? As the truth, justice, and the American way. This keeps coming up. Truth, justice, and the American way. Truth, justice, and the American way. We're doing this for the people, by the people, with the people. They are going to uplift us. How do others see them? Others see them as destroying America. Very dramatic. The opposite of joy. They see them as the opposite of joy. What is our hopes and fears? Fear is that we cannot get out of this mess. Hope can also be that we stop the bleeding if we are talking about health. And then here's a final outcome. We're going to be dazzled by choices. You're going to be so sick of winning. We're going to win, and we're going to be so sick of winning. We're going to get back to this. But it's going to be the health and robustness of the country. We're going to be so sick of the robustness of the country. Honestly, if like Donald Trump ran on, I'm going to guarantee everybody a vacation like they do in some of the European countries, I would be so stoked. I'd be like, yeah, send me to the lake. I wanted a dasha. Where's my dasha? I think that they're going to really attempt to improve the American way of life, the American dream, the American experience. So this is what we can expect from this union. It's going to be the underdogs, really. And I'm going to pull down the card view because we don't need to look at those cards anymore. I think they are really going to make some changes that are not radical, because they are going to appeal to the core of Americanism. They are going to appeal to the American family. They're going to appeal to the American pocketbook or wallet. I think that's what they're going to do. Now, that's not to say that the Democrats are not doing that. So if anybody on here is left-leaning and they're upset that this was a right leaning series, keep in mind my subject matter. I'm looking at Trump and RFK Jr. and my readings. I've had other reader, I had an other reader come on here and criticize me because she was like, oh, your bias is showing. My bias is showing because this is my subject. My subject is RFK and Donald J. Trump. That is my subject. So I'm reading for them. And just like I read for my clients, I am trying to find the most positive outcome. These are the fruits of what can come from this union. So, my positivity, even though it comes with a little bit of cheek and a little bit of snottiness because I had the flu, I do try and present as fair a picture as possible and the possibilities that are going to come out of it. This, I do see that they can be stopped in a few different places. They can be hoodwinked in Pennsylvania. They can lose the vote in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania people really don't know which way they're going to go. And Pennsylvania, for those of you that live outside of the country, is such a nice place. It's such a nice countryside. There are cities, but it's beautiful rolling hills and it's just lovely there. It really is just lovely. And the people in Pennsylvania are very nice. They're certainly not like the crusty, salty people of New Jersey, where I'm from. So that being said, I hope you guys really liked this series. I was really looking forward to getting my teeth into it. I still have to record my Mixtape Monday for everybody. If you're new, Mixtape Monday is I take questions from you guys on the week's previous video, and I answer all your questions in one video. I get a lot of questions sent to me by email, by messaging on here, in the Discord. I get all kinds of messages, and this is the easiest way for me to respond to them. So I hope you had a great week. I hope you enjoyed this. If anything breaking news comes up, I'm going to go back and do it. And if I didn't do the reading on what they really think of each other, I'll go back because I watch these right along with you guys. I kind of speed through them. I see what the viewership is, and I check them out, not all the way, but I check them out a little bit because I did live it. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for being here. I hope you had a great week. Bye-bye.